Hey Glammies and Fexies, thanks for joining me. So in today's video, we're actually going to be doing this look with some products that I was gifted by Makeup Geek, and I didn't really have anywhere to put them, so I put them in my palette here. All the circles are Makeup Geek. That stuff is Makeup Geek. Anyways, let me just show you how pigmented these colors are. They're just super pretty, super workable. I just love that you don't lose any color intensity when you're working with them, and that's important. I love that Makeup Geek has kept their shadows super affordable. No matter if you can afford a $6 shadow or a $26 shadow, you can get this. In fact, if you can afford the $26 shadow, you can probably get like 4 of these for that price. I actually really like this highlighter too. And it's really popping in this light. I mean, it's not too crazy in person. Thanks for watching, and thank you so much, Makeup Geek. I appreciate you, and Kendall, thank you for sending me the package. I'm going to be doing more videos, so make sure that you subscribe, that you like this video, that you keep watching, and follow me on Instagram. On Instagram, I'm usually pretty active. YouTube, I'm trying. Follow me on Instagram, Miss Maui Mac _MUA. But on Instagram you get to follow like my everyday things, like my photo shoots, my production work. Yeah, so follow that. That's a little more exciting. I'm already starting with base makeup. I always like to start with like a lighter shade, and today I'm going to use Beaches and Cream, and I'm just going to apply that all over. I also already have my NARS primer on as a base, so that's going to help to keep the shadow on and prevent creasing and keep my colors vibrant throughout the day. This one's called Tiki Hut, and it really reminds me of MAC's Pro Longwear Shadow Uninterrupted. So that we're just going to take right above the crease. Above the crease to right below the brow bone. For some reason, and I don't know if this is just, it happens to me all the time, no matter what brush I use, no matter what shadow, no matter what primer, for some weird reason, I always get this like skip right here. Like, I don't know if it's just the way my eye is shaped, I don't know what it is. I've tried holding my brush differently, like angling it differently, but I always get this weird like skip. Does that happen to anybody else? Doesn't happen on this eye. I've tried switching hands, I've tried different brushes, like everything. I'm just convinced that my eye is defective. And whatever's left on this brush, almost to its side, and just look up, run it on the lower lash line. This time I'm gonna go in with Makeup Geek Vanilla Bean and apply that right onto my brow bone. Blend those two together so that there's no demarcation. I also like to just kind of use whatever's left on the brush and just buff the inside also, just to smooth out any harshness. Next, I'm going to use Makeup Geek Tan Lines. And this I'm just going to use another fluffy brush. This is a MAC 217. Now we're going to go a little lower, like right on that outer corner and that crease. Next I'm going to use Makeup Geek Aphrodite. Same brush. And we're going to place that outer corner and lightly pulling it in and up through the outer crease, slowly just building the intensity closest to the lash line. Then I'm going to just lightly blend right on the lower lash line on the outer corner, and using Makeup Geek Morocco, place that right above the Aphrodite. Don't press, don't put a lot of pressure onto this color because you basically want to just kiss the skin with it. You're just going to lightly touch the outer corner in almost like a very light hopping, tapping motion inwards. Once that color is placed, we're gonna go back in with our Makeup Forever blending brush, nothing on it, and just lightly dust the very top edge of Morocco. Don't go too far down because we don't want to buff out the intensity of that orange. Makeup Geek Shadow Secret Garden. I feel like I should say that in a Barry White voice and be like, Secret Garden. Lightly start tapping that where that dark outer corner color ends. and work your way to the inner corner. On your second layer now, you're actually going to sweep. So instead of patting, now you're only going to sweep, but directly right in the center. If you need to get closer to that lash line, go ahead and turn your brush upside down and just wiggle right close to the lash line. Now I'm gonna take whatever's left on this brush, but instead of using the side where I place the color on, I'm going to flip it to the side where there's not much color on it, but there's just a little residual color from that Secret Garden, and I'm gonna use that side closest to my face, buff my lower lash line. Makeup Geek Shimma Shimma, and pop that right on the inner corners. Take a little bit of Shimma Shimma also, and right under the arch. We're not going too heavy on this because we don't want to look like we're having flashbacks from 2004. I just opened Makeup Geek Solar Flare, but it's really pretty, and I kind of want to pop this on the inner corner. I'm gonna do that. Ooh, that's actually really pretty. If I wore glitter. Nothing screams I'm trying to be 20 again than a damn near 40-year-old wearing glitter. I'm gonna use Makeup Geek bronzer in Tawny. And then I'm gonna squeeze the tip of my brush and just run it along the sides of my nose. XOXO blush. And just lightly right over the top of that bronzer and contour. I also have Midnight Sun highlighter. It's pretty gold shade. Can you see that? I'm actually going to use this right here. I place my highlighter a little differently. I'm not in my 20s anymore, and when I smile, I don't like to see my highlighter getting bunched up into little lines. So I place it a little lower on my cheekbone, and then I just lightly dust up, but not too much. I think we're gonna go with Lime Crime Gigi. You guys really need to pay attention to your lip line because I see so many pretty looks where everything looks like it's flowing together smoothly, and then you look at the lip and the lip is just like crazy. And it's not the wavy trend, it's just crazy. We're going to use iFullLash 702 with our Callus eye glue. Eyelash adhesive. We're gonna call this Vegas Lash because it's 702. I also love that there's no waiting time for this glue. Okay. So first I'm gonna spray with my Mario Badescu facial spray. It's got Aloe, cucumber, and green tea. If you're from Hawaii, you say Aloe. If you're from everywhere else, you say Aloe. And then I'm gonna top with my Model in a Bottle. I'm going to use my sponge and tap, tap, tap everywhere. That is it. This is the final look. Too close, scary. Bye.